Good afternoon, Gooners. This is in the North Bank. It's the Matchday preview. Seems like a long time ago since the transfer window finished. It's shut. I've been hit by the Rona. There's been no football for 2 weeks, and now I'm ready. Got over it. Let's get into it. So, good afternoon. Yeah, it is Wednesday, and day before we're trip to Wolves, and it's been boring. It's been boring as hell. 2 weeks of no football. Yeah, what on earth do we do with ourselves? In these times, it's you've got the African nations came to an end the other night, and it's just good to be back in normal kind of mode in domestic action again. And this is key now. We've had a nice little break, and I think it's a good chance for everyone to kind of just reevaluate where we are and what we've got coming up. And there were disappointments, and we spoke about that at the on the last live show, which was on deadline day. And have to be a little bit realistic. Again, we're not really in a position to go and spend just for the sake of it. And we were linked with players, as we always are, and almost like we're kind of been taken for mugs. You've got agents that are trying to get the best deal for their players and their clients, and that's it. And we don't want to really be delving into those kind of players where we're probably paying way over the odds, and that's what it is. There's a couple of good ones that I wish we had have got him for, but as I say, you had Bruno went to Newcastle. Might have been a good addition to the group, but as I say, Newcastle wanted him. They paid the money and got the job done. So really disappointed, am I? If we hadn't got rid of anyone and we then didn't sign anyone else as well, then I probably would be disappointed. But it's shown that we've come a good way forward from, say, 2 years ago. The squad's a lot less bloated than it is now, and that means that there is space for us to move into, certainly in the summer. And as that team morphs and the squad morphs around, then there is a space there to basically add the players in. And I'd rather be in that position than being, again, just trying to get rid of players that are, or we've been struggling to get rid of for a long time, which we have done. So you have to keep positive on it all, really. We're not in a bad position. There's been lots of bad, negative kind of press about the club, and while we're in total disarray again, we've had a really bad January. All right, we're out 2 cups. We've had red cards in 3 of, say, 5 games that we played in that period. Apart from the City game, the levels probably weren't at what they should be. But chuck in the injuries and the players or the inability to actually close the games out, then that's where we are. That's where we're sitting at this point in time. The squad wasn't good enough to deal with the issues that we had at that time, and that was it. We're threadbare, and now with players coming back in from the AFCON, as well as the injured players that are coming back. And let's not beat around the bush. We've still got a lot of players in our squad, and to play 17 games to get to the end of the season, that's a decent squad still to do what we need to do. And as I say, it's not all doom and gloom. We're still there and thereabouts, and we look at, all right, if we could go below Tottenham if they win their game in hand on us, but three games down the line, they've got to go to Man City as well. So there's chance for us to kind of get that kind of movement again, and there's a lot of football to be played, and we gotta just show now what we can do, and we have got the players there that can push on. I'm certain of that. But yeah, Wolves. So we got them in two week. In basically a week's time. We've then got them again, haven't we? I think it works out. We take a look at the next game. So yeah, 2 weeks time. So we play Brentford in between them, but the rearranged home game was made about a week ago. So yeah, it's one of those where we've seen them come up quietly, and they've got results. Yeah, they've been consistent. They've had a new manager come in again, and yeah, the one thing that probably is going to really hurt them is them losing Traore, and that's probably the big concern for them is how do they kind of replace that kind of quality that they had in that squad. But going over to Molineux, you look back at the real, in fact, that game that really bugs on me is that game. I think it was David Luiz, wasn't it? He got the red card for tracking back, and it was the player running that caught his knee that then gave David Luiz the red card. And we were in control of that game as well. I think we were 1-0 up at the time, and we then lost it 2-1. So we've got the ability to do it. I think there's too many players there that when they are playing well, they will push on and they'll do it. And Odegaard was one massive plus for me out of the whole squad. You look at players that had been kind of picked apart for performances and stuff, and again at the start of the season, has he done enough? Has he done this? He's showing parts of his game that we need, and we can't always rely on Smith Rowe. We can't always rely on, say, Saka. There have to be the players around, and this is where we need to get those players with more experience involved in the team and making those bigger moments, and then those younger players coming in as they're improving and as they're gaining more and more experience, they come in and they balance it all off, because that they're playing with freedom rather than proper pressure. Because being young, they shouldn't have to be feeling the pressure as much. You're going to have pressure being at a club like Arsenal, and that's demanded. But as a club of Arsenal stature, we shouldn't be relying on those youngsters, because we are the Arsenal, and those players have got to step up and actually get the job done. So you look at it, and I can't see that we've got any real problems now squad wise. I think everyone's come back fit. They've had a nice couple of weeks in Dubai, and we go into it nice and healthy and trim. I think it's been probably a good refocus. It's been a good 2 weeks to kind of just work on a few kind of bits that the team haven't really been able to kind of go in. Even say the coaching staff a prolonged work on certain elements of the way they're playing. When you're in and out of games every 2, 3 days, 4 days, there's not a huge amount that can be done day to day, because there's always that kind of like you're planning for the games ahead. And it might be good just to refocus and just get that kind of understanding down as to what is needed to be done. And you'll look at those players coming back in, and there should be renewed belief, I think, and that's all I can really hold on to now on that side. And if they don't start this game like an excited child or a youngster who's turning out on the football pitch week in, week out, and they're going hell for leather for it, then what next? There's got to be a big desire and a big change in how they play. And as I say, with the players back, and hopefully Tomiyasu comes back into the lineup. Question marks still whether or not he is 100% there. I think he will come back. I think that just that little break away was good. That it's not like they've had a proper break. They have been working on stuff and fitness wise. So I reckon the squad's going to be in very, very good condition, ready to go again. And Wolves got beat at the weekend in the FA Cup as well. So they're going to be a little downer. But as I say, we've got to be ready for it, and we've got to look to step up now. And you got 3 games now where we're matching up with our rivals now, Wolves, who are in and around the league table. I think they're just what did I say early on? Yeah, so 2 points behind us. So these wins are massive, or certainly these 2 games are massive. So get the wins on the table there, and then that kind of shores up that 6th spot. As I say, if we get 6 points out of those 2 games, it does put a little bit of space between us. And then whatever happens with all the rest, the mob up the road, so be it. We've got to play them. And we've got the opportunity to kind of get some space away from them as well. They've got some tough games coming up, just like we have. But it's these games that really matter. We've got a performance that we've got to owe Brentford, and then these 2 games. And then you have to then look at your Watfords, and then you can look at your Aston Villa. You go through, that gets worried about later on. But the main thing is, a solid performance tomorrow. And I think we'll turn up. We'll put on a really good display, because we need to. And I think that's more for the fans as well. The fans have got to start believing again, and that is the key. And we're such a volatile fan base where we're one result off a crisis, and then another result off being the best thing since sliced bread. But it is what it is, and that's what we are. That's what is happening with Arsenal at the moment. And I hope that the fans will actually start calming down a little bit and just being a bit realistic. And you'll have the people that are realistic fans talking sensibly, that then get put down by the ones that aren't realistic, and they go with the heart, and they go into how Arsenal were. And we know we've spoke about how Arsenal have fallen in stature of a club, and then that's over the time we moved to the beautiful stadium behind me. And something that promised so much to almost have so little, and that's the real disappointment of it all, really. And we could see it in front of our own eyes. We could see it happening, and we could see every year little parts of the playing staff that were being picked off and moved on and sold off, and there was no real investment in the group. And yeah, all right, we've still spent money, but it's money that we've accrued. It's not that it's been handed to us by our owner. And let's not sugarcoat anything. He's invested nothing in the club apart from a little kind of COVID loan to just rebalance our finances in that period. But there's been nothing that has been used as proper investment or a little push to help us get to where we need to be. And at that point, we needed to be real powerful. And that was it. And we weren't powerful. We were weak and we weren't supported. So yeah, that's where we are. But Man United, again, I think that was part of the issue. I think with some of the fans, a lot of fans were kind of they've started winning again. That's going to make it really hard for Arsenal. Yeah, they've got a new manager in, but again, a bad result against Burnley. Any team can have a bad result against Burnley, can't they? Yeah, 0-0 a couple of weeks ago, and you suddenly think, well, yeah, it can be. It could have easily changed as well. It could have been a totally different game, but it is what it is. But need to get the job done. But let's say we're not far off. And you look at win our games in hand on Chelsea with 2 points behind them. But again, we've got games in hand on both West Ham and Man United. So we're well in there. We're well in still with a chance of doing it. And I don't talk about top four because it wasn't spoken about at the start of the season. There was no real push to say, we've definitely got to get top four. I said top six is an improvement. No matter what you think, from being eighth to go to sixth is an improvement. It might not please everyone because we do want us to be as high as we can. Yes, and that is still the situation. Yeah, if we can get to fourth, then great, fantastic. But from where we were to where we are with the squad, and you've got to balance it all out again, are we ready for a top four push and then deal with the Champions League next year with the numbers that we've got currently? Definitely not. And this is why I say it's a little bit too fast forward. And I'd say we go through, we improve, we look to add in some more numbers into the next summer. Then we've then got a squad, certainly have proper squad numbers that would then be able to then start making that push. And that is the key. So number-wise, yeah, we are short, but for just doing our normal kind of domestic kind of games till the end of the season, we're fine. But chuck in a Champions League or anything like that, then no, I just don't think we're there yet. So we have to just play it and let it happen. But Christ, I'm not saying if we've got the opportunity to do it, let's go and just chuck it in the air and just not go for it. Yeah, if it's there, if other teams around us want to drop points and default and do a Tottenham and come third in a 2-horse race, then yeah, let them do it. But I think realistically, top six would be where we're at, and yeah, I can't wait. I really hope we do get top four. But I'm not going to sit there and say, if we don't get top 4, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. It's not like that. We're not there just yet. But look, we've done very well this season, and we've had a little 5-week lapse, I would say, which was affected by player ability, and that's the big thing. And we shouldn't be really hammering the players. We should be getting behind them, and it can only start by tomorrow night, and really getting behind. And I'm sure the away fans that are going there gutted. I can't. I'm working, but yeah, it'll be really good to see. Really good to see the noise coming out of the away end there. But yeah, hopefully put in a good performance, and then we have 2 home games ready to add more points on the board. So yeah, you chuck those 3 games in, and then you roll up with Leicester and Villa afterwards. And again, they're in and around that 8th to 11th place at the minute. So just need to make sure that we're doing well. But as I say, Wolves are on a good run. So have won 4 out of 5 of the last 5 games. So yeah, it is going to be tricky, but we just have to go at them and make sure that we are doing the things that we do well, and the result will come. And we just have to be fully behind what the whole squad is trying to do. And that means you've got to back Arteta, you've got to back the backroom staff, you've got to back the players. Whoever is picked for playing, we've got to get behind them. And that is the big thing. And we've got to start playing with confidence. And once that confidence returns and starts playing, even the players like Pepe, and you're suddenly thinking, with a load of players there, it might just be thinking, I've got no pathway to the first team. And all of a sudden, now there's spaces around, and there's not a huge amount around. Then maybe he might just be saying, well, maybe this is I think he's been told in uncertain time that it probably is his last chance. And if he doesn't kind of show up for the remaining part, then he probably will end up being sold. But that's what it is. And yeah, I think there are a couple that are like that. I think there are a couple that are on the last chance. But as I say, we're probably silly to be looking to really kind of buy in January. Yeah, we could be sold up the river on one signing, and it could have been that Vlahovic one was a proper stitch up. There was no way that deal was worked and sorted out inside 12 to 24 hours since the news broke. So yeah, they played us very well to get what they wanted through Juventus, and that was it really. But it is what it is. That's all. But I'll be interested to know your score predictions and everything like that. So yeah, in the chat, just let us know, and yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will really help, and help us grow as a channel. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm just pleased to be back, ready to watch football. It's just been really good to watch the FA Cup. I'm gutted that we're still not there, but it is what it is, and it shows that even Man United getting knocked out of the FA Cup, one of those, isn't it? It's anyone can get beaten by anyone, and there's no small club in the Championship now. There's lots of decent teams in the Championship, and Nottingham Forest went and smashed Leicester as well. So they've got a cracking little run. So yeah, it is what it is. It wasn't our year. It's not written in the stars for us. But as I say, we haven't been too disappointed over recent times with the FA Cup. So we can allow for a few slips, but we move on. But yeah, my lineup for tomorrow, really, I think it writes itself. I think everyone is going to be back. And I think it is just going to revert to type and get everyone playing. There is a strong potential that Pepe may start. I don't know. It might be a good old carrot dangling for him to kind of say, yeah, you start and see what you do. But yeah, I'm fairly certain on this lineup, to be honest. But it'll certainly feature at some point, Pepe. But again, it's just when and what. But yeah, Odegaard it is one of those where it's you want to fit Smith Rowe and Odegaard in, but you're suddenly thinking, is there space for both of them? Really, do we really perform well with both of them in the team, and certainly in that shape? If you're putting one of them wide, you're taking out some of the good stuff that happens in the centre. So yeah, I don't know. It's really hard. But I think Odegaard, through his existing kind of, or the most recent performances, will probably come in. Partey, I'd prefer him to be the one that kind of just sits in front of Gabriel and White and just picks up the ball. He can move with the ball. He can play the ball on. He can play forward passes. And then Xhaka kind of comes in and plays a bit more higher up the pitch in the middle and just offers that a little bit of surety. Bearing in mind, he can obviously play a pass as well. So, but it just means that he's away from the real kind of bare last-ditch kind of challenges that he often finds himself in. I'd rather Partey being in those positions where Tierney would kind of bomb forward, and if Partey covers that little space where Tierney's left and he has to make a tackle, then yeah, you'll always be a little bit happier with Partey rather than, say, a Xhaka doing that. And it is what it is. It's, get the ball forward, allow Xhaka to pick up the ball higher up the pitch, and then he can play his passes through the lines. But yeah, that's my feeling. Tomiyasu will kind of sit and be a little less reserved than Tierney, because he doesn't really offer a huge amount. He'll probably still try to get up the pitch as much as he can, but say it's not as much as what we used Tierney for. But yeah, I can see that being our lineup, but it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not the boss, and he sees them day in, day out, and he knows what's happening and who's ready and who's not. And yeah, we go from there. But yeah, anyone's got any little predictions, thoughts? Yeah, drop them down on the link. But whilst I'm waiting for some comments to come through, I'm just going to play a little short video. I think a lot of you have seen this before, but something that's really, really important and a really, really bold message. No more red.
I ain't got ready for that one still. It's been like 3 weeks, you just been looking at me.
Our future stars live yards from this stadium.
They look to this place, as we all do, for inspiration.
Nice, good touch. 1 and 2 touch. Check the shoulders, boy.
It's getting harder to see, though.
Go back. Take him.
They're looking elsewhere. They're looking over their shoulder. It's blades. It's beef. It's madness. These kids are killing their future.
It ain't about that noise.
For God's sake, man!
So how do we change this?
Options. Come take angle.
Everyone needs inspiration. This game we love, it can change our lives.
We've got the colours they love.
Let's use them. No more red.
No more red.
No more red.
Well, there you go. Oh yeah, really important message, and yeah, I hope that we've obviously got. Really hope that we've got that kind of that message kind of out there, and yeah, the exposure I think that's come out with it has been fantastic, and it was such a great way to kind of just push it out there, and it needs to happen, and I hope that it goes well. But guys, get your predictions in. Yeah, I've got a sneaky feeling for a 2-1 Arsenal win, and yeah, as I say, I'll go back to that game. I'll go back to the game a couple of years ago, wasn't it? I think, yeah, well, it must have been a couple of years ago with David Luiz, and yeah, that was it started off really well, and a really decent display, and then it just went just before. I think it was just before half time. I think it was, wasn't it? It was about 5 minutes before half time, and then just a bit of madness, and yeah, a ref was, I don't know. It wasn't a red card. It was, yeah, he caught the knee as he was coming through, and yeah, for us to be punished like that, it was, yeah, disappointing. But yeah, I'm going 2-1. I think that's my prediction. But yeah, but yeah, I think I'm probably gonna wrap it up. I think it's very calm at the moment, but please follow us on Twitter, ITMB_AFC, and please like and subscribe us on YouTube. It's the only way that will help us grow as a platform and as a channel. And yeah, as I say, I do it because I love the club. I want to talk about my favorite club and the love of my life, and yeah, if I can do it and it helps others enjoy it as well, then great. But yeah, stay positive, guys. Up the Arsenal, and good luck for tomorrow, Gooners. But yeah, all the best. See you later.